Hey, what is up, guys? This is Tachyon Master here. I'm starting a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel, and this is just a deck profile right now. About a bit of a hybrid between Cleaforts and Spirits. But anyway, a bit about myself. I like to make fun decks that are a bit unusual. I'm not too experienced. I have been playing for a while, but I haven't gone to any competition or anything like that, etc. I like Lightsworns, Infernoids, Yosenjus, and other things like gimmick puppets. Uh, I'll be making a Facebook page with more info on that, and yeah. So today it's just a deck profile because I have a bit of trouble showing the actual dual replays and whatnot. So I'll just do that in a next video. Anyway, so it's a Cleafort engine, but it's a bit unique. This first we start with Cleaforth Monolith. It's one of the main pendulum monsters that you're gonna use for the pendulum skills. Um, for this one, it's a normal pendulum monster, skill of 1, but the pendulum effect is that you cannot search summon monsters except Clee monsters, normal. The effect cannot be negated. During the end phase, if you tribute summon this card, you can draw a number of, if you tribute summon this turn, sorry, you could draw a number of cards equal to the number of Clee monsters you tributed for tribute summons this turn. So basically, you can draw quite a lot of cards if you tributed it enough times, and with the search power of a lot of the cards, as will be shown, especially with a Cleafort Scout, you can search a lot of cards out relatively easily. Next, we have Obelisk the Tormentor, and this guy, he's first of all really powerful. If you guys already don't know what he does, basically, when he's normal summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated, and he can't be targeted by spells, traps, or card effects. So basically, really powerful, and he's already at 4,000 attack. So again, really powerful. Using Monolith's effect, you can possibly draw like 3 cards. And using his own effect to destroy all of the opponent's monsters, you can draw another 2 cards without having to tribute summon. Because it says, oh wait, never mind. I don't know. I'll have to check out the ruling on that. Anyway, the next one is the Wicked Dreadru. It's the counterpart to Obelisk, but anyway, he doesn't have that much protection, but he managed to have all of the attack and defense of all monsters except him. And this is sort of like what was it, Towers over here, except he's much more powerful. He doesn't have the protection that Towers has, but his offensive effect is much more powerful. Then Towers himself, it's a boss monster that is used as a sort of unstoppable wall. Obviously, there are ways to get rid of him, but the opponent has to use up a lot of resources or etc. After that, we have Slifer the Sky Dragon, and just like Obelisk, the same effect that he can't be cards and effects can't be activated. He can be targeted by spell traps and card effects, but still he can gain an enormous amount of attack on due to all of this draw power with Monolith and Scout and whatnot, and so he can get a lot of power. A lot of attack power, and then his effect can make cards lose 2,000 attack, so that's also really powerful. Next, we have the Wicked Avatar. So this guy, he's like the opposite of the Winged Dragon of Ra. And realistically speaking, I like him better because you don't have to pay any life points for him. And what's even better, his effect is that he needs three monsters for a tribute summon, and he can't be special summon, but Your opponent cannot activate spells or trap cards until the end of their second turn after this card is normal summoned. The attack and defense of this card are each 100 points higher than the highest face-up monster's attack on the field, except the Wicked After. So basically, this guy, he's like for example, if you have say Dredgeroot or something like that out, then this guy can be 4100 attack, and that's really powerful. Other than that, his lockdown effect, especially against something like Necros, who are really dependent on the activation of spell and trap cards, this guy can stun them for a bit. This can also stun other pendulum decks because the pendulum skills are basically spell zones. Next is the Wicked Eraser, and this guy again, he's for the tribute of Monolith, and along with that, he gets powerful the more your opponent has on the field, and that can be really useful. And he can also destroy all of the cards on the field. And while destruction isn't that good in this meta right now, it is still quite a significant blow to some cards. Also, all of these cards, you can't be affected by something like towers because they're all normal summoned. Then is Hino Kagutsuchi. He's a spirit monster, and the thing is that and you'll see this with the other spirit monsters as well, is that the Cleaforce, they're pendulum monsters, so whenever they'd be destroyed, unless Darkclaw is on the field, on your opponent's side of the field or something like that, then they go back to the extra deck, and you can resummon them, special summon them again for another tribute. For more tributes, and basically this sort of creates a loop every single turn. And Hino Kagutsuchi, he's really good when like your opponent has a really good hand size, so they can be limited to just one, and really a superb card to disrupt their strategy. They can't even target him for attacks because he'd be back in the hand. Next is Cleafort Disc. Again, he can be attributed summon, and he can search out 2 more monsters. They get destroyed, but they go to the extra deck. And with his special summoning of the 2 other monsters, he can thin the deck out more, and that's obviously a good thing. Next is Yamada Dragon, and I run 2 of him instead of 3 like Kagutsuchi because in this deck you can get a really good hand easily, but thing is that you can also set up your side of the field so that you have not much of a hand, and then you can use Yamada Dragon's effect to the fullest, and drawing 4 or 5 cards, it is quite nice. Next, the other Cleafort monsters, Helix and Carrier. I'm assuming that you guys already know what they do, and when they're tributed, because they're normally the ones tributed for all of these guys over here, their effects are really useful in disrupting the opponent even more, especially if, say example, Carrier is used for Hino Kagutsuchi, more cards to take to the graveyard. And if there's any destruction effects by battle that they can be activated, they're not. Next is Dark Dust Spirit. He's a level 6, and he only needs 1 tribute, but he can destroy all other face-up monsters on the field. And this may include your monsters, but realistically speaking, you want to summon him when there's not much other monsters on the field. It destroys all other monsters on the field, including your opponent's side of the field, so it's like a dark hole. But you can still attack for 2200, which is nice. Then Feng Guang, another spirit, sort of like his opposite. It's like a heavy storm of sorts, and he can destroy all set spell and trap cards that your opponent controls. So still quite nice. Aratama for searching out the spirit monsters for consistency, and then Upstart Goblin and Summoner's Art for more consistency. I put a mallet there, just 1 mallet, so that I don't get multiple mallets in the same draw, and so it'll be good, right? More consistency, and Sacrifice, more consistency, Soul Drain, don't really get affected by the grave. So yeah, that's it, guys. Tell me what you think and what should I do, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video.